Dear students, welcome to Tungal online classes. So in the last video, as you know, I had started with the anatomy of dicot as well as monocot plants, right? So there I have explained the anatomy of dicot root as well as monocot root in the last class. And today's class will start with the anatomy of a stem. So in this anatomy of stem, both we study dicot stem as well as monocot stem. So first of all, we'll start with the dicot stem. So in dicot stem, there you will find the ground plan of dicot stem over here. So in the ground plan, so means if it is a stem, then when you take the cross section of this one, that moment it looks circular in shape, and that circular structure you are finding over here on this chart, right? So basically whenever you take the cross section of one stem, that moment the stem looks to be as circular in shape, and it has the major parts like outermost epidermis, and it is followed by the cortex, and it is followed by the stellar region, endodermis as well as stellar region that you come across there. All these parts let us study now one by one, right? So first one is the epidermis that you study over here, and the second part itself is cortex you study, and it is followed by the next stellar region. So is the region which is lying below the endodermis. I have already explained during the study of the root. So now one by one we'll study now itself. The first one is epidermis. Epidermis. What is epidermis? So see here, in the last video I had explained the epidermis of the root. So now we shall start with the epidermis of the stem, right? So here epidermis is an outermost single celled layer which is made up of rectangular shaped cells and which are attached side by side without intercellular spaces, and these cells are devoid of chlorophyll pigment, right? So and these cells sometimes may have, right, so multicellular hair like structures on them, and those hair like projections are known as the trichomes or stem hairs, they are called as. So note down all these points, very important one. So as far as NEET is concerned, so all the points I am going to cover over here, right? So epidermis. Epidermis definition, you know it better. It is an outermost single celled layer made up of rectangular shaped cells, which are attached side by side without intercellular spaces. So definition is over, and second one is this epidermis. Epidermal cells have stem hairs. Stem hairs, or they are also called as trichomes. Trichomes are present over here. Stem hairs are also known as trichomes. The point to be noted over here, this is more important point, right? So trichomes are stem hairs that you find here. So here the example whatever I have taken over here itself is Helianthus annuus. This is the stem of sunflower, right? So this is the stem of sunflower I am considering over here. So definition over, stem hairs or trichomes are present on the epidermis. And one more thing you must remember here, on these cells there is a thick cuticle is present. So there is a thick cuticle is seen over the stem itself, right? So what is that? Cuticle. Sometimes the cuticle is present in some of the dicot stems itself, right? So this cuticle is made up of the material cutin. Cutin is the name of the material which makes the cuticle itself. So this cuticle, so if it is there on the epidermal cells, it does not allow the water to transpire out or go out of this stem, right? So cuticle is sometimes present. Okay, so this is about the epidermis, but cuticle is totally absent in case of roots, right? So that point we noted over here. So this is about the epidermis. This is about the epidermis, and epidermis is followed by the cortex. This portion itself is called as the cortex. See here, the cortex itself is cortex itself is divided into two portions. So you are seeing here, soon after this epidermis, there some cell layers are here, and all those cell layers, whenever you observe, that moment the cell wall is thickened over here. Cell wall is very thick over there, and that thick cell walled cell layers are nothing but collenchyma, right? So here cortex is divisible into collenchyma tissue, that is that forms the hypodermis. What it forms? Hypodermis, which is made up of collenchyma tissue, right? So after this epidermis, second part is cortex. In cortex, so there you find hypodermis. Hypodermis. Soon after epidermis, so some of the cell layers are there, and those cell layers are made up of collenchyma tissue, and that collenchyma tissue that forms the hypodermis, collenchyma tissue that forms the hypodermis, and that hypodermis, so which is made up of collenchyma, which gives mechanical support to the stem, right? So rigidity to the stem, right? Mechanical support it gives. Here point to be noted, that is hypodermis in case of the dicot stem is made up of collenchyma tissue. Point to be noted, very important point. So after this one, so the cortex next, it is made up of loosely arranged parenchyma. Loosely arranged parenchyma. See here, here are some loosely arranged cells are seen over here, and these form the parenchyma tissue. So with large intercellular spaces. So here intercellular spaces are seen over here. So parenchyma with ICS in the sense that, and many of these parenchymatous cells have sometimes the chlorophyll pigment within them. Whenever the chlorophyll pigments are present over here in cortical cells, so they perform photosynthesis. As you know, if it is a stem, so this stem is greenish in color. Many a times in herbaceous plants it is greenish in color. What it indicates is that is nothing but, so this stem is photosynthetic in nature, because the parenchyma cells consisting of majority of the cells consisting of the chlorophyll pigment, hence they perform photosynthesis, right? So and one more point to be noted over here, sometimes these parenchyma cells, sometimes they are interrupted by some of the canals called as resinous canals. See here, this kind of resinous canals that you find in between these parenchyma cells, and these are called as resinous canals, right? So these parenchyma cells sometimes interrupted by the presence of resinous canals over here. So this is about the cortical part. Cortex is divided into hypodermis, which is made up of collenchyma, and it is made up of parenchyma, so which is having ICS intercellular spaces, which are interrupted by the presence of resinous canals in this cortical region. And the innermost layer of the cortex itself is called as endodermis. So the next part is endodermis. What is endodermis? It is an innermost single celled layer which is made up of barrel shaped cells. The same definition you write as in roots, right? Barrel shaped cells it is made up of, but only one difference is, so there the endodermis was circular, but here the endodermis is wavy in nature, right? So endodermis is wavy in nature. How it is looking to be as wavy in nature. So that kind of endodermal cells that contains many number of starch grains as stored food, right? So within these endodermal cells starch grains are present. Within these endodermal cells starch grains are present over here. Because of the presence of these starch grains in the endodermis of dicot stem is called as starch sheath. Hence it is called as starch sheath. What it is called as? Starch sheath it is called as. Okay, so this is more important point to be noted, so as far as NEET is concerned. Okay, so this is also NEET point to be noted. Resinous canals, so wavy endodermis, and endodermis has starch grains, hence it is called as starch sheath. Very unique features are there in dicot stem. So soon after this endodermis, it is followed by 6 to 8 number of celled cell layers that you come across. So 6 to 8 number of cell layers that you come across, and that cell layer is sometimes made up of what? So it is made up of different kinds of tissues, so like sclerenchyma tissue as well as parenchyma tissue. Some of the cell layers are made up of sclerenchyma tissue and parenchyma tissue, and the sclerenchyma tissue what it forms, so under this wavy endodermis, so a cap like structure over the vascular bundle. This single one is called as vascular bundle. Over this vascular bundle there is a cap like structure which is made by this, so pericycle. What is this one? Pericycle. And this pericycle which makes a cap like structure over the vascular bundle, hence it is called as bundle cap. What it is known as? Bundle cap. Bundle cap, which is made by the pericycle. Pericycle makes the bundle cap. So that is on the vascular bundle, there a cap like structure is formed, and hence it is called as bundle cap. Okay, and this sclerenchyma tissue what? It makes the bundle cap itself, so that gives strength, that gives mechanical strength to the stem itself, right? So this point to be noted over here. And after the pericycle, right, vascular bundles that you come across here. Very important aspect. What kind of vascular bundle is seen in dicot root, monocot root, and now dicot stem? So very clearly you understand, dear students. So what kind of vascular bundle? Vascular bundle is seen in case of dicot stem itself. What kind of vascular bundles are here? The arrangement of vascular bundle. How the arrangement of vascular bundle is there? So in ground plan you are observing the vascular bundles are arranged circularly, is more important. So but in case of root, so vascular bundles, I mean a xylem as well as phloem together form bundle here itself. So see here these pink colored cells, xylem vessels, this is xylem tissue, and this one is phloem tissue which is green one. right? So green one is phloem, pink one is xylem. So both together form one bundle called as vascular bundle. But in case of root, so both are alternatively arranged. That kind of arrangement is called as what? Radial arrangement, or radial vascular bundles they are called as. So here in this case, what kind of vascular bundles are seen? See here, first point, both phloem as well as xylem together form one single bundle. Hence, that is termed as conjoint. What it is called as? Conjoint. It is called as conjoint. First word is conjoint. What is conjoint? Both xylem and phloem together form one single bundle. Hence, it is conjoint vascular bundle. And so in this vascular bundle, so how the vascular bundles are arranged here? All the vascular bundles are arranged circularly in the same radii. All are lying on the same radii. Hence they are called as collateral. What they are said to be as? Collateral. Conjoint, collateral, right? And so here is xylem, here is phloem. It is interrupted by some of the cell layers which are made up of rectangular shaped cells. So they are rectangular shaped cells. They are multi-layered, means 3 to 4 layered cells that we come across. So it is indicated by the yellow cells, yellow colored cells. In between xylem and phloem, this is present. What is this present between the vascular tissues? That is xylem as well as phloem. It is called as intravascular cambium. What it is called as? It is called as, see here, this is one vascular bundle. In that vascular bundle, this is called as phloem and this is called as xylem. In between these two, there is one cambium is there, and it is called as intravascular cambium. What it is known as? Intravascular cambium. And since this cambium is present between xylem as well as phloem, so this kind of vascular bundles are called as open. Conjoint, collateral, open type of vascular bundles are seen in case of dicot stem. Remember, so the type of vascular bundles in dicot stem are conjoint, collateral, open type, right? So type of vascular bundles are seen in this one. And arrangement of these xylem vessels, see here, so protoxylem, that is nothing but first formed xylem is towards the center, and later formed xylem is towards the periphery. You can observe here, first formed towards the center and later formed towards the periphery. Protoxylem is towards the center and metaxylem is towards the periphery. Then this kind of arrangement, it is a centrifugal arrangement, what we call it as, and it is called as what? Young-Dark. This is how we describe the vascular bundles in case of what? In case of dicot stem. Remember? So then what kind of vascular bundles are seen over here? Conjoint, collateral, open type of vascular bundles and Young-Dark one. Right? So these words should be very familiar with you people. Okay? See here. Conjoint, collateral, open type and Young-Dark type of vascular bundles are seen over here. So more important aspect. And one more thing is the pith portion. At the central axis, you will find a large pith over here, and this pith is made up of parenchymatous cells, and loosely arranged parenchyma tissue is seen over here, and this pith is majority of the time it is meant especially for the storage of the food material. Okay, so this kind of pith which is made up of what? It is made up of parenchyma tissue. So I hope you understood. So the entire section of the cross section of this dicot stem, right? What are the major parts that you come across? Epidermis, cortex, stellar region. What stellar region consisting of? Stellar region consisting of the region below the endodermis. All those things. What is that? Pericycle is there, vascular bundle is there, as well as pith portion. All these together form stellar region. Okay, so this is more important thing. And one more point to be noted over here. So intravesicular cambium is responsible for secondary growth in dicot stem, right? This intravesicular cambium is absent in case of monocots, hence there is no secondary growth in case of monocots. So intravesicular cambium, or simply we call it as a vesicular cambium, which is responsible for secondary growth in dicot stem, right? I hope it is very clear to you, right? So here only one single vascular bundle is so focused over here, and even you are observing bundle cap, even you are observing endodermis, everything there yourself, right? So this is the cross section of Helianthus annulus, that is sunflower stem itself, that is dicot stem. After the dicot stem, let us start with monocot stem. In monocot stem, how it differs from dicot stem, let us see here. See here, here also you will come across, so the outermost single celled layer, that is epidermis, but only the difference is here the ground tissue is seen over here. What is this ground tissue? Very important aspect. So then what are the major parts that we come across in monocot stem? Let us see. First one is epidermis, and second one is hypodermis, of course. So it is seen in ground tissue. So totally we can write here. So totally it is ground tissue, right? Ground tissue. And third one is vascular bundles. These are the three major parts that we come across in case of monocot stem. So first one is epidermis. It is an outermost single celled layer which is made up of rectangular shaped cells which are attached side by side without intercellular spaces. Right? So this is very clear to you. The definition you remember always. Okay, so next one, here stem hairs are invisible. So here also we have taken the example of maize plant. So when you take the cross section of the maize plant, so you do not find any stem hairs over it, right? So Gia maize is the plant name, right? So whenever you take the cross section of Gia maize, the stem is almost circular in shape, and the ground tissue you are seeing, you are observing over here. So the entire ground tissue is divisible over here as a hypodermis as well as. Yes, now we shall start with the monocot stem, right? So already we have finished so dicot stem and their respective features, right? Now we shall start with the monocot stem. Here, whenever you take the stem of the grass plant is related to monocots, right? And even you can take another example of Gia maize. I have taken the example of Giamese over here, right? So whenever you take the thin section or the cross section of this stem, that moment thin section you will find there yourself. And that thin section, whenever you see it under the microscope, it looks circular in shape. The same ground plan it is called as, what it is called as? Ground plan, right? The same thing you are observing here. It is circular in shape. It is thin section of what? The monocot stem, right? So you are observing here the entire ground plan of this monocot stem. And whenever you enlarge it, that moment you will find this kind of structure. This is one portion of this ground plan. So this is part of the stem is taken and it is enlarged over here, right? Is it very clear? So now let us start with the features of monocot stem. See here also as if the dicot, here also, so the entire the stem is divisible into some sections, right? So one is epidermis, second one is hypodermis, and the remaining one, so the cortex part, actually that cortex part is not at all divisible into what? Cortex, so endodermis, pericycle, pith portion, like this. It is not at all differentiated over here, right? So this point to be noted over here, right? So here what are the parts that we come across? One is outermost epidermis, followed by the hypodermis, and followed by the entire thing. So it is cortex, actually that cortex is not divisible into cortex, endodermis, pericycle, so pith portion or something else. It is commonly called as the ground tissue. What it is commonly known as? Ground tissue. Then in the ground tissue you will find the vascular bundles which are scattered over here. They are not regularly arranged. So as circularly arranged vascular bundles are seen in case of dicot stem. Is it very clear? Right? So now, so let us start with this monocot stem. So what are the first portions we'll write? So first one is epidermis. First one is epidermis and second one is hypodermis. And third one is vascular bundles. So these are the things that we are going to study one by one. So what is this epidermis? What is this epidermis? You know it better. Already I have given the definition of epidermis. It is similar. See here, it is a single-celled outermost single-celled layer which is made up of rectangular shaped cells which are attached side by side without intercellular spaces, right? So that is nothing but epidermis. Once again I shall repeat, epidermis is an outermost single celled layer made up of rectangular shaped cells, right? So these cells are devoid of chlorophyll pigment. They are also parenchymatous cells. They are devoid, means absence of chlorophyll pigment within these cells. So is it very clear? Yes. So epidermis it is. On this epidermis, the epidermal hairs or the stem hairs or the trichomes are absent over here, but the trichomes were seen in case of dicot stem. The difference between monocot as well as dicot you must focus on, right? So now epidermis definition you know. Okay, what is the unique feature of this epidermis? Here the stem hairs or the trichomes are absent. Trichomes or the stem hairs are absent over here, right? So this is a unique feature of this monocot stem, right? So and next one, Next one, what is the next one in case of this epidermis? So cuticle. Cuticle, sometimes it is present in some of the stems, right? So this is more important thing about the epidermis. And epidermis is followed by 2 to 3 layered sclerenchyma tissue over here. What is seen over here? Sclerenchymatous tissue is seen over here. So it forms the 2 to 3 celled layers, and that forms the hypodermis, right? But in case of dicot stem, hypodermis was made up of collenchyma. So the point to be noted over here, hypodermis, it is made up of sclerenchyma tissue, sclerenchyma tissue, right? So this point is very important one. But in case of a dicot, it is made up of collenchyma. So this is about the hypodermis. Next point is ground tissue. I should write here ground tissue, and after the words vascular bundles. What is this ground tissue consisting of? So this ground tissue is made up of parenchyma tissue itself. It is parenchyma tissue it is made up of, right? So this is more important aspect. So parenchyma tissue with ICS in the sense that intercellular spaces are seen over here in case of the ground tissue, that is parenchyma, right? So this ground tissue in which the vascular bundles are scattered over here. But vascular bundles are arranged as if the broken ring in case of a dicot stem. They were arranged circularly as if they would form the ring like structure. In the diagram you have already seen, and it is described as broken ring. What it is described as? Broken ring, right? So that is more important thing. So here in the ground tissue, vascular bundles are scattered. In the ground tissue, vascular bundles are scattered over here. Okay, this is about the ground tissue. And this ground tissue is not differentiated into, one more point you add over here, it is not differentiated into what? Cortex, endodermis, pericycle, or pith like this. Okay, this point is very important point. And after that one, after this ground tissue, we'll come to the vascular bundle. What kind of vascular bundles are seen in case of this monocot stem? Let us see. This is one complete vascular bundle you are observing here. So one vascular bundle, they are scattered over here. This vascular bundle has, so the metaxylem over here, metaxylem is seen over here, protoxylem is also seen over here. Along with that one, so what is seen this one? Water containing one cavity is seen over here, right? So vascular bundles mainly consisting of metaxylem, so they are 2 in number, and protoxylem along with that one water containing cavity is seen. This point is very important one. Okay, water containing cavity is seen over here. And so here this pink colored cells, what they are indicating is xylem vessels, of course. And next one is green colored cells. These indicate what? Phloem itself, right? So there also we had seen the vascular bundles. Here also we are seeing the vascular bundles. So then what kind of vascular bundle? Imagine yourself. So some of the features, so I had mentioned there. What is that? Conjoint. Conjoint means what? If, so xylem as well as phloem both together form one bundle, then it is called as what? It is conjoint vascular bundle. Then what kind of vascular bundle it is? So right here, conjoint vascular bundle. Why? Because xylem and phloem together form a single bundle. One thing. And next one, whether it is closed type or open type. What do you mean by open type of vascular bundle? Already I had shown you in dicot stem. In dicot stem, you will find this kind of vascular bundle. Okay, so this is phloem and this is xylem portion, and this one is intrafascicular cambium. I had explained. I hope you remember it, right? Intrafascicular cambium it is called as. This portion is called as 3 to 4 celled layer it is, and this is responsible for what? It is responsible for secondary growth. What it is responsible for? Secondary growth in dicot stem. But here whenever you see the same vascular bundle in case of monocots, is there any intrafascicular cambium which differentiates or which separates this phloem and xylem? No. There is no particular, so intrafascicular cambium which is seen in case of monocot vascular bundle. Hence this kind of vascular bundle is said to be as conjoint as well as closed vascular bundle, right? Conjoint as well as closed vascular bundle it is said to be as. Okay, so and one more point I had explained. The protoxylem is towards and metaxylem is towards. So these are the two words, very important words I had mentioned over there. Based on it, it is also said to be as endark. What it is described as? Endark. Then what is the type of this vascular bundle in case of monocot stem? It is conjoint closed endark type of vascular bundle which is seen in case of what? Monocot stem. This is more important aspect to be remembered over here. And one more point, as far as NEET is concerned, all such kinds of points are considered over here. What is that? See here, all the vascular bundles which are lying towards the periphery, they are very smaller when compared to the centrally located vascular bundles. So this point is also noted over here. So here one more point. What is the point? Here the peripherally arranged vascular bundles are smaller compared to the center ones. This is also more important aspect to be remembered over here regarding these vascular bundles. Okay, so and one more point. What is that? Xylem consisting of what? Xylem consisting of xylem parenchyma, xylem vessels, right? So as well as so one more part of this xylem is xylem fibers. Okay, all these are the major parts of the xylem tissue, and after that one you will come to the phloem. Phloem also has some of the parts like sieve tubes are there. Along with that one, phloem parenchyma is there, phloem fibers are there. So all these are present in phloem tissue, right? So this is more important aspect. And one more thing is, around these each vascular bundle you will find the sheath like structure or the covering, single celled covering that you come across, and that sheath is called as bundle sheath. The presence of bundle sheath is also very unique feature of this stem itself. Presence of bundle sheath is also the unique feature of this stem, but the bundle sheath is totally absent in dicot, so vascular bundle. Okay, after this one, all these vascular bundles, as I said already, scattered in the ground tissue, and that kind of vascular bundles are described as atactostele. What it is described as? Atactostele, right? And the arrangement of the vascular bundles in case of dicot stem, so is described as eustele, EU, right? So eustele is seen in dicot stem itself, right? The point to be noted, right? Bundle sheath is there, as well as atactostele is seen in case of monocots, right? These are all the important features of what? The monocot stem. Okay, so this is about the monocot stem. So next one is dicot leaf as well as monocot leaf. Whenever we take the section of the leaves, so what are the internal structures that we find? That is nothing but anatomy of dicot as well as monocot leaf. So let us study in the next video. Thank you.